Nobody enjoys losing a loved one, friend, coworker, or anyone that matters, especially when it happens so suddenly and you didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. You do not want to be the one person watching a person who you care about drive away from home to go to school or work, assuming you will see them again later that night. Then you receive a phone call saying that you won't see them alive ever again because of the carelessness of somebody else. According to Mad.org, copyright 2015, 50 to 75% of convicted drunk drivers continue to drive on a suspended license. With the help from you and me and others across the nation, we can stop drunk driving and save thousands of lives. First, we will journey through a story about drunk driving that happened to a close friend of mine. Then we will venture onto the legal issues and finally learn of the consequences. I want the audience to talk to their loved ones, children, friends, and anyone else about the dangers of drunk driving and how they can help put a stop to it. I also want to leave them with a feeling of wanting to make a difference for the best. No one wants to lose someone they are so close to due to the carelessness of somebody else. Each day goes on not knowing if you're going to see someone again. So let's all chip in and help bring families home safe. Imagine having a normal night of hanging out with friends and driving around. You left a party feeling a little buzzed, but you knew that you would be fine because you drove a little buzzed before. What you do not realize is that the 1,000,001 time would be the devastating blow to you and your friends. According to Mad.org, previously cited, each day people drive drunk almost 300,000 times, but fewer than 4,000 are arrested. A friend of mine had the story you're about to hear happen to him, and now his life is nothing but a spiral of unforgettable bad memories. After a get-together with some friends, they had the idea that they should booze cruise and have a good time, driving through the countryside. After a few hours of driving, the night came to a screeching halt. The driver, my friend, had lived through the accident, but his best friend from high school, who was in the back seat, did not make it. He lost his friend because of drunk driving. My friend was not allowed to be at the wake or the funeral of his best friend's family because they could not stand to look at him. He sat in his house living with guilt that he had killed his best friend due to his carelessness. Although the driver was not legally intoxicated, the alcohol in his system had impaired his driving and his reaction time. His impaired judgment made it difficult to drive through unfamiliar territory. He came over a hill and ran a stop sign where he collided with another pickup. The vehicle was then thrown across the road into a steep ditch where it came to rest. It had become clear shortly after it happened that he knew his friend wouldn't be making it back home. According to Mad.org, previously cited, in 2013, 10,076 people died in drunk driving crashes, one every 52 minutes, and 290,000 were injured during those drunk driving crashes. Everyone was injured in the accident, including the driver of the other vehicle. My friend had everything going for him, and it all went down the drain in a matter of seconds. My friend is now struggling to find a job and has no license to get him from point A to point B because of the legal issues he has fighting. The troubles do not stop with the car when drunk driving. Legal issues will follow you along with the haunting memories. According to drunkdriving.com, copyright 2010, the legal issues when drunk driving are not something that will go away in time. You will be under constant surveillance from the law enforcement if you should get pulled over again. For the first offense, getting caught drunk driving, according to DUIDrivinglaws.org, copyright 2014, is up to 60 days in jail. There can also be up to a $500 fine and fines with court costs and other financial obligations. Also, for the first offense, you can have a suspended license for up to 60 days. According to drunkdrivinglaws.org, copyright 2015, for the second offense, for being arrested for drunk driving, you can receive anywhere from 30 days in jail to a year. The fine, like the jail time, also increases up to $1,000. Also, for your second offense, you will lose your license for 1 full year. This is my friend's first offense for driving with alcohol, but because of the loss of his friend, the penalties became much more severe, even though he was not legally drunk. According to Mad.org, previously cited, drunk driving costs each adult in the United States almost $800 per year. My friend had more than $500 in legal fees. He received 5 months in jail time with no option of getting out with good behavior. Now out of jail, he has no license for another 30 days. And now he had lost his job due to the accident and did not want someone because they did not want somebody with his reputation in the company. Most companies in today's society have strict rules on the backgrounds of their employees. For this certain company, there is a zero tolerance rule for this job. I know this because I have filled out an application, and that is one of the things they stressed. And that is what he went to college for. And now he has nothing going for him for employment. He is now dealing with aftermath, both legally and also emotionally. Much more lies underneath the surface of someone who has accidentally killed somebody else, let alone their best friend. He is now going to a counselor to try and understand the amount of emotions which are going through his head. His parents are paying for the help because he cannot afford it himself, because he does not have a job. Even after months since the accident, he still loses sleep at night. My friend has lost his girlfriend over the accident because no girl wants to be with a guy who has no license and no money. He must rely on his parents and what friends he has left. They have their own lives to tend to, and now he is causing all sorts of issues. All this negativity could have been avoided by just one decision. You have heard how things happen, how the law affects your life, and the consequences of drunk driving. You booze, you cruise, you lose. You may not lose anything, but that doesn't mean somebody else will.